Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to another Fortnite from today. Still on my daughter's account, but we got a Crown Victory Royale, so that was pretty cool. But something I like to do for both of my kiddos is whenever I get a crown, I'll just leave it be. So then they get to start off with a crown and get a chance at a Crown Victory Royale, which I know it's kind of more of a handicap, but like they're kids, so I mean they're still grade school. We won't go into like exact specifics, but OSINT and all that good stuff. So much to say as we will do some death runs instead. Now they play a bunch of weird stuff. Um, I'm not a fan of this new layout. Let's see. I want to go down to there we go, 70 death run. And there. So it'll be in my favorites. And there we go. So, like I said, I like to save the crown for the kiddos because I just think that's cool. That's something that I can give them while I'm enjoying myself. I mean, I'm doing work and stuff today, like I mentioned on the last Fortnite. Oh, that was a really good one. I got a crown victory royale. That was totally. I mean, it was a decent win at the end there. Like, but I mean, it was a scavenged crown. Like, I didn't win a game and then win another game to have like the full whatever. But honestly, I don't know. It's like wine snobs and bud snobs. Like, you know, you don't have to be that critical about everything. So, but this is a fun way to get experience because I'm still trying to get all of the characters too. Because that's another thing is like it's kind of like a fun thing for me to do. And basically, I get to play these games twice. Like, granted, they do a lot of the challenges as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not just me playing Fortnite twice. I mean, oh, that's done. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of it, but no, my kids do a lot. They love playing, solving the puzzles, seeing what they can do. Okay, I'm gonna get that one. And the storylines too, but this game it changes too fast. I feel like, I think they need to open up a server that has all of the legacy missions. So like, if you missed a season, you could go back and play it in its entirety. You know, like, because I tried to document what I could. Like I definitely like did the fish one where um, I forget what the little whoops. I forget what the little rascals are called, but they're the fish buddies or something, and they're now in the big muscular fish's basement with a bunch of weightlifting equipment. I mean, which is cool because that's actually one of my other well, that relates to another side project that I'm doing in the future. Not you know not right now. A lot of these are all still in the developmental stage, basically. I mean, like I mentioned in the last video, I'm just now rounding up a few parent types, and they're going to be possibly. I mean, we're all kind of like getting a feel for what we want to do. But right now, we're in the research phase of getting all of the standardized public education for Colorado. We just looked up the Colorado public education standards, and we have it broken out by grade, by class, by subject. Well, I guess class is kind of like grade ends. Either way, it has it very detailed as to what is expected to know as a Colorado public person. Yeah. So, and we're basically just going to go through and see if we can't make lesson plans and then do like streaming stuff as well as videos. Like I've got I've only got the couple of GED videos that are kind of related to this type of education, but because a lot of the other stuff is more of like well, still grade school, but like the higher grades. Like, and I was doing um, a few computer classes when I was in high school, about as advanced as whatever the technology was. I mean, uh, we were doing sorry, word art, Microsoft Office tools, stuff like that. We were doing C++ coding, actually, and I often forget about that. But my first experience learning how to program was in high school as a senior. So, and we used to get our assignments done early, and we'd go hacky sack in the hallway. Like we'd write our computer code. Uh, so I was like glitching, like living in two universes at the same time. Somehow I just kept forcing it back into the other universe. Anyways, um, blip, bloop. No, but what was I saying? Oh, let's see. Usually I don't get that one on the first try. But that's no, I'm not gonna make that. that's just one of the side projects, a lot of progress on. And then another one, the Magic the Gathering trading card idea. So basically, when I was a youngster, I think about like second grade, third grade, I was introduced to Magic the Gathering, the playing card game, or the trading card game. And it's this really cool thing, which like, geez, this is gonna take a bit. Um, has the potential to be abused. So I mean, it's a great hobby, but like people attach money to it and trading, like the whole trading card aspect, which is capitalism at its finest. Oh, we're gonna do this again. Okay. Um, but basically, my idea. Well, let's just say that I kind of splurged a little bit and got a bunch of like $20 boxes of cards. It was like 1,000 cards or 5,000 cards. Jeez. And it's ridiculous. Like that's super cheap. And now, I mean, ah. uh, so just as like a little presents to myself randomly, like I'll get like a box here or there. And I haven't for a while because I've definitely stocked up. And now I'm in the stage of trying to sort them and organize them and see like what all I got. And then basically what I want to do is I want to like put all of the duplicates aside or have their own collection, and then build a bunch of decks and then donate those decks to like the public library or something if there was a way to like make a coordinated effort, or if they want to. Like first I got to do a little bit of research and to see like where would this possibly be, like where could people benefit from this. So, and there is like I said, potential negative factors like the whole black market trading and stuff like that, and also uh, something I'm not really excited about. Um, in community corrections, I heard that sexual predators tend to like the game. So it made me feel sad. I was like, that kind of like, ruins it a little, but it's still an amazing game. The artwork, the idea, the thinking, and also that aligns with yet another one of my projects. And again, I'm not just like heralding all this stuff. It's just like efforts that I'm trying to make. Like Leonardo da Vinci used to try to do, like branch out into everything that he could do. If I want to strive to being a helpful human being to my fellow person, this is why I'm doing all this stuff. So, anyways, but sexual predators, like that's a big thing. That's why I'm not too happy about like how short these shorts are, and the fact that my daughter's seeing this stuff. But at the same time, like there's a lot of women empowerment these days, especially in tech. Like I interact with this lady, Allie K. Miller. She's like she's an artificial intelligence genius, and I don't know, she's doing all these really cool, like big, adulting things, like really successful. And it's just the type of lady that I want my daughter to look up to. Now, my son, I'm not too worried about. He's got everyone. He's got me. No, I'm just kidding. He's got plenty of male role models to look up to. That's not a problem. I mean, tons of scientists, engineers, and I don't know, like, well, anyways, thinking about Zoolander and how movie stars and like the people that are extra wealthy that probably shouldn't be. I mean, I don't know if things are based on like educational merit or work that direction, but then again, it's work in the other direction. It could be argued of persuasive arts or convincing arts, I guess. And whatever you do with it, that's on you. Which a lot of the best spies are rumored to be like, movie stars, or that's the idea behind Zoolanders. There were a bunch of supermodels that were also used as CIA agents or what have you. So, it's ridiculous. So try to be in control of your own mind, make your own decisions. Always ask yourself how bad can this get, and who is affected by this. That's what I always try to think about whenever I make a decision, because especially for my career, I've done a lot of software development and IT to where these kind of decisions really matter, and it could cost a lot of money if you're wrong. A lot of time, a lot of people's salaries, like very expensive people, software people. Um, anyway, stuff like that. So, oh, and also like my very first experience having to deal with IT troubleshooting on the spot for like people making deliveries and stuff, and like whole businesses being tied up by whether the software. I mean, it was usually not like a bug. Sometimes it was, but most of the time it was user error, and admittedly so. Like one of the first things they say is like, hey, I'm still learning this thing. Can you explain what's going on with X, Y, and Z? And so Then it just gets to be a very useful skill in the tech field, any tech field, mind you. Oh, we probably mess it up, yeah. But it's just a good, especially for IT, but software as well. I mean, to be able to describe the problem, explain, add details, and basically narrow down the possibilities and troubleshoot until you figure out the solution. So, all right. Also, whenever I get the crown, I do these death runs because then you can get a bunch of experience. Oh, I didn't have it. I should have jumped. Uh, but these will get you levels too. And we're level, what, 168? We passed up, well, the other person. Oh, jeez, we missed it again. And then I like to start at the lowest level, like this is like level 70 or 70 levels. I got a mantle, mantle, mantle. There we go. And then trigger. And trigger backstep. Trigger backstep. Oh, that's harder because you got to go deeper in to trigger all of them, which means the actual window of when you're safe. Or, see, now you got to make sure that. And then there's another timer. Now it's dangerous. So I guess it's pretty forgiving. So if I did that in stages, that's right, this one. Anyways, I've done these a time or two though. So I mean, this is, if anything, if any of this looks like it's just really natural or kind of just like going through the steps, it's because sometimes it is. But and it's amazing how missed that. It's amazing how many different scenarios like they can make in these. Plus, there's secrets hidden in some of them. I don't think there are in this one. Ah, oh, almost made it. I figure if I could fall close enough to the other one, that I could mantle. But okay, wait. Just skip the last one. And 70. This is really cool. And it all looks cool. And as such, see, there we go. Yeah, those coral buddies. There you go. They're the coral buddies. And now they are lifting weights. Let's see, we go. A-Rye. And tons of experience. And now we can choose level 80. Yes, so there's 80, there's 90 is the colorful one. And I think it jumps up to, I don't know, 90, then 100, and like 120. But I don't know. Just doing a few. We pass up that person. Yeah, so, I don't know. I want to get a little work done tonight on a math validator application. Basically, just a very simple ask the math question, get a user input answer, verify the answer, and then keep score. Like that's it. And I want to see if I can do it in Scratch or um, CodePen. And with CodePen, it's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which I already have a couple of calculator apps on there. Um, they're not done. I mean, one of them's pretty close, but I have a bad habit of not finishing my projects. But I mean, I feel like a lot of it is just like I'll do a chunk of the work and then I'll leave it up for open source for someone else to come in and like take it a little further, like take the baton. Or like juggling too, like keep all of these projects up in the air, like go do a little work in this one, and then push it along, and then go do work in this one and push it along. So and there's plenty of people that, especially like school teachers too. I mean, that might be keen to doing some streaming work. And basically, where it's like the reverse. Instead of getting paid for it, it's Twitch and YouTube where you get tips. And you can get tips in the form of bits on Twitch, which I actually get bits because I do the survey stuff. So, like, I'll randomly drop into, I mean, not a lot, but like a few hundred here and there. And so I'll randomly pop into people's streams. Like there's this one guy, Odat Nerd, that does these really interesting coding streams, and just walks through what he's doing with his code and has all this fun interactive stuff. And they build things, they teach things. And so these are people that are teaching valuable, skills that you would normally pay, tens of thousands of dollars for higher education to learn, myself included. Uh, ah, that's wow. That didn't set off. Okay. Um, but yeah, and I don't know, and I still need to walk a fine line. Like I don't want to take away from people's jobs that actually do educate for a living. That's definitely not my goal with any of these projects. But like we can actually point out and say student test scores have fallen since COVID. I mean, that affected a lot of people. And you imagine, having IT issues. I've got tons of IT issues, and granted, I also have a lot of tech too. So some of that is related to, a higher percentage of devices, a higher percentage of chance that you're going to need some troubleshooting. And so, but that also means that I have a lot more experience than the average person. Well, I wouldn't say a lot more because in this day and age, everyone just having a cell phone is getting like experience doing, like video production, tutorial production, like education, all this stuff with YouTube and the shorts, and basically a lot of it is people teaching other people how to do things, or I mean entertaining, but then just even sparking the interest in something. Like I'm thinking specifically of that cooking granny that she does. I think she's like Korean or some kind of Asian. But she does a bunch of like cooking stuff and like kind of like traditional whatever her culture and like cooking style stuff. Sorry, not trying to be racist or overgeneralizing, but that's basically what the shtick is, like what the appeal is. And then you also have other cooking shows where you get like the different genres. I'm thinking of like the military one, and like they've got each one has their shtick or their entertainment, and yeah, so that piques interest, potentially draws like donations, merch purchasing, or some way where you can show support for that person and reward them for what they did directly. You don't have to worry about music agents and stuff. And like, granted, not that all music agents are evil. I mean, you hear that a lot, like looking at if you watch a lot of MTV back in the day, but it's more like it's a job. I mean, and if you're trying to make money off of something, then you have to pay all the people, and then granted, the CEOs, it doesn't help. They run off with like millions. But I think we're like working to fix trickle down a little bit, or at least like restore a little balance to that. Almost like the meek inheriting the earth. No, I mean, technology is great, and everybody needs access to it. At least decent access. I mean, I say that public libraries have internet, have computers, and I've used them once upon a time. So I used to spend a lot of time in libraries, as a matter of fact, both campus and public. So I don't know. I digress. But and I think everybody's kind of on the same page too. Like everybody's trying to work towards this direction, this goal of helping everybody else out. And it's huge. It's gonna be, or well, it's coming. I mean, there's gonna be a whole tidal wave of as soon as Red Key USB gets shipped out. It hasn't yet, but like there's a whole. I mean, it's been sold out for a while. And, like people have been doing it, and like now they're just like revamping it, adding services, like adding keys to. It's not just the red key. There's the green key, which does backup. Then there's like another key, and I forget what that one does. But basically, um, hold on. Oh man, he's catching up, or he's keeping pace, or whoever that is. Um, yeah, I'm still getting over a cold too. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna be wildly successful. People are gonna be wiping computers left and right. All sorts of companies are eagerly gonna be jumping on to that revenue, which it is. It's calculated in, or it's calculable into their finances of like their goodwill or their good faith investments or investments to community investments and like returns too, because it's not just like returns to the investors. It's also like if you're benefiting or raising the value of the area that supported you, then yeah. So because nobody, whoa, what the? How did I go so fast? I've never done that. I mean, I jumped over. What? What? Oh man. I feel like I haven't had this much trouble with this one before. Usually it's like, yeah, that didn't work. Yeah, and the other person's only 13 behind. Yeah, what? Oh, they're here. Oh, almost jumped to the second one, which I don't think you're supposed to. Like maybe I shouldn't be running, just like walking, and then that fast one. She's still going really fast. Yeah, way too fast. Like huh? What? What? How? Sorry, I've definitely not had this much trouble, at least in a while. That is way too far of a jump. Like, all right. Yeah, look at that. Like I was barely moving. I was almost like went to a complete stop. Yeah, I think it's something about my Wi-Fi is not doing that great right now. Maybe that's a sign. Ah, where are we at? Well, 20 minutes. Do 9 minutes of this, we could just bail. I mean, that person's already caught up. Ah, well, what? Ah, okay. I feel like something's pushing me. Like, this pad's a little sped up. Okay, now I'm like even stopping. Oh, okay, okay. I think I might be able to do it. It's just like, when I was playing with the controller with the horrible drift. Also, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I was playing with my other controller, which has a horrible drift, and I didn't get um, the plans on any of them. I don't usually get the warranty things because I like to think that this is very expensive. I'm just kidding. They do have a lot of troubleshooting tips, and I'm thinking there's still probably something I could be doing. But that's like a whole project. Like, I mean, there we go. Whew. Yeah, I feel like yeah, she's going way too fast. Still, like, look, I'm still enchanted. Okay, so that's gonna change like everything. Huh. I think that's a glitch. Although, did it go away? Okay. Okay. Now I think we're back to normal. Ah. Okay. Oh, I missed that. And then there's the ones that you could definitely tell that I made the mistake. Like that, yeah, that's me. But sometimes, like when the latency gets all high, oh, which is also really cool. I started playing StarCraft 2, and it's maybe I should do that. Ooh, do a stream of that. But I mean, so I need to keep sorting these cards that I got. Sorry, way roundabout way for the Magic project, because that one's gonna be a while. But like, I think that there's enough interest to where I could convince somebody to take a massive collection of free, like donated cards, organized and sorted and everything into even into decks, like some of them into decks, not all. But I mean, because I don't need all these duplicates of like 20 of a lot of these cards. But and even then, like I used to collect back in the day, and I still plan on keeping like one collection of one of everything, and then any duplicates I have, or I don't know, we'll see. Like, because I might make some decks and be like, okay, this is the deck that I want, or blah blah blah. But my point is it doesn't take a whole lot of investment to be able to donate like a lot of like tons of other cards, and that could be enough to spark some young kiddos interest. Be like, oh, like get them all involved in that, and they can go do what they want. But I want to make it to where they don't have to spend any money to do it. Like to make it equal for everybody, equal access. Because that's the other thing too, is like any sense of proprietary or any like uh, real or perceived or intentional or unintentional. It's just how it is. Like we have classes, and with that, we need to work on ways of removing that, or at least removing the sting of that, because that is one thing I knew growing up is I had a really close friend that was able to get, anything all the time. Like, he actually went to Disneyland with with his two sisters and brother. Like they had a really large family, very successful family, and that's fine. Like I mean, they should enjoy their success, but basically went to Disneyland like every single year, had everything you could possibly imagine, and would get entire boxes of like booster packs. Whereas, growing up, I'd get a few booster packs, which was pretty much like normally what people would get, and then, or at least in my neighborhood and all that, and just like so it made sense. But there was that just like, oh wow, like there's this whole other side where they get the done. Anyways, oh jeez, did I almost get hit with that? My point being is trying to remove that from other situations like those, and then that's pressure. Wait, I was gonna say this. Oh, I'm cursed again. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is probably like this is kind of like cheating 'cause I'm moving like super fast. Okay, but anyways, thinking the library, um, which is gonna require other things like like volunteers and yeah. See, this is definitely glitched. My character should not have that speed, and she doesn't. Okay. Some of it's okay when it's like splitting. It's like we're electrons and like we're in two universes at the same time. One is the normal one where you'd predict like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and the other one is just like the glitch, like, and then well, not there. That I definitely missed my target on that one. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, StarCraft. I mean, back in the days of dial-up. And see, bada bing, and this is like the ending of all of them. So cool, and then like the spikes coming back out. Yeah. And for Mini Cobra, we'll do another one. And our reward, how would that get us? I'm about halfway to 169. I think I started at like 166, 167. I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, I did just upload the other video, and I'll send this one up, shortly. That's actually about, give or take 30 minutes. So rather than start a whole nother one, this is actually probably my favorite one. But, I mean, and then we're about 29 levels away from Mini Cobra joining back up. So, ta-ta for now. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed.